1:15. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is the news, edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Indrani Senanayake. The headlines. The Commissioner General of Examinations says that all arrangements have been finalized to conduct the GCE Advanced Level Examination. The Thai Prime Minister to travel to Sri Lanka to sign the FTA in February. 4 earthquakes strike the Indian Ocean. The evaluation of artists and musicians have been conducted at state level for the first time yesterday. The Yuktiya operation, 1,400 more individuals nabbed with drugs. In foreign news, Nepal plane crash caused by pilots mistakenly cutting power. Commissioner General of Examinations Amit Jayasundara says that all arrangements are finalized to conduct the GCE Advanced Level Examination. He said that if there is any issues on the admission cards, they can be amended by arriving at the department. He made these remarks while participating at the Subharati program of the SLBC today. Certifying of the admission card is essential. The Korean language subject is also included in the timetable of the exam. He also requested the candidates to disregard using the exam timetable circulating in social media. Thailand's Prime Minister is scheduled to travel to Sri Lanka to sign a free trade agreement in February 2024 after the successful conclusion of the latest round of negotiations between the two countries. The Bangkok Post reported the Director General of Thai Commerce Department's Department of Trade Negotiations had told the media yesterday that Sri Lanka hosted the 9th round of trade negotiations from the 18th to the 20th of December. It was attended by the Director General of Thailand's Department of Business Development and advisor to the FTA negotiation team. Negotiations for the free trade agreement between Sri Lanka and Thailand resumed in November after being put on hold for 4 years consequent to the COVID-19 pandemic and ongoing restructuring of Sri Lanka's state-owned entities. 4 strong earthquakes have struck the Carlsberg Ridge of the Indian Ocean this morning off the archipelagic state, the Maldives. Senior seismologist of the Geological Survey and Mines Bureau, Nilmini Taldena, told that there is no tsunami threat to Sri Lanka. The Batticaloa-Polonnaruwa main road has been closed due to the opening of the sluice gates of the Parakrama Samudra. The Somavati sacred premises are also water due to heavy rains in the area. Therefore, the police said that the road is completely closed. The sluice gates of the Muthukuduwa Reservoir have been opened after 10 years. The water level of the Kumbukana Oya has increased. Therefore, the Disaster Management Centre in Monaragala has advised the people in the area to be vigilant in this regard. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. We continue with local news. Evaluation of artists and musicians have been conducted at the state level for the first time at the Apegama premises in Battarmulla. It was organized by the Department of Cultural Affairs. Hemapala Pereira, Kalani Pereira and Anthony Surendran were presented with honorary and cash awards for the yeoman service rendered to the artistic field during a 50-year period. Minister Vidura Vikramanayake was present as the chief guest at the event. During the ongoing Yuktiya operation, the security forces personnel have arrested over 1,400 more suspects on suspicion of drug peddling. As such, a total of 1,467 more drug suspects have been placed under arrest within a 24-hour window ending at 12:30 a.m. today. According to the Public Security Ministry, detention orders were secured for 56 suspects for further interrogations. Another 51 were sent to rehabilitation centres. Meanwhile, 164 individuals who were on the list of island reconvicted criminals are also among the recent arrestees. Further, 460 grams of heroin, 653 grams of methamphetamine or ice, 3.63 kilograms of cannabis, 562 narcotic pills, and 103,793 cannabis plants were seized in the anti-drug operation. That ends the local segment of news.
The main news story is brought to you by Sinhala Mahatma.
The conduct of tuition classes, seminars and workshops for the 2023 GCE Advanced Level Examination will be prohibited from midnight today until the conclusion of the exam. The Department of Examination said the distribution of model question papers and publishing model questions via electronic and print media will also be prohibited. The Exams Department said legal action will be taken against individuals or groups who engage in such activities. The 2023 GCE Advanced Level Examination will be held from the 4th to the 31st of January.
The main news story was brought to you by Sinhala Mahatma.
This is Watchlight.
Lanka Sathasa has reduced the prices of several essential commodities from yesterday. Accordingly, 425 grams of canned fish, which was priced at 530 rupees, has been reduced by 55 rupees, while a kilogram of potatoes, which was priced at 285 rupees, has been reduced by 5 rupees. Lanka Sathasa also announced that a kilo of red raw rice has been reduced by 5 rupees to 175 rupees. The prices of dal, white nadu and white raw rice have also been reduced. That came to you in Watchlight.
Coming up, World News.
World News, first the headlines. Nepal plane crash caused by pilots mistakenly cutting power. China denies lip-sync investigation into Taiwan ban is politically motivated. Thousands of Palestinians flee central Gaza as Israeli troops advance. A plane crash in Nepal that killed 72 people, including 2 infants, was most probably the result of its pilots mistakenly cutting the power, said a report by government-appointed investigators. This caused a loss of thrust that led to an aerodynamic stall. The Yeti Airlines flight was flying from the capital Kathmandu to the tourist town of Pokhara on the 15th of January. It is the country's deadliest plane crash in 30 years. The flight on the 15th of January involved an ATR-72 with the flight crew's third sector of the day, shuttling between Kathmandu and Pokhara. China has denied media reports that its investigation into alleged lip-syncing by a popular Taiwanese rock band is politically motivated. The reports allege that Beijing asked Mayday to make pro-China comments, and that when the band refused, the inquiry was started to put pressure on them. Beijing's Taiwan Affairs Office has dismissed the reports as fake news and a complete fabrication. Taiwan says it is looking into the claims. Mayday, known for their positive rock music, are among the most successful Taiwanese acts in mainland China. An estimated 150,000 Palestinians are being forced to flee areas of central Gaza, the UN has said, as Israeli forces advance on refugee camps there. Witnesses and Hamas armed wing reported that tanks had reached the eastern outskirts of Bureji camp. Israel's military recently expanded its ground offensive to target Bureji and nearby Nuseirat and the Maghazi camps. Israeli bombardment also killed dozens of people across Gaza yesterday, the Hamas-run health ministry said. Egypt has confirmed that it had put forward a 3-stage proposal to stop the fighting, which ends with a ceasefire. A Hamas delegation is said to have arrived in Cairo to give its response to the plan. To end this bulletin of world news, we take a look at the headlines once again. Nepal plane crash caused by pilots mistakenly cutting power. China denies lip-sync investigation into Taiwan ban is politically motivated. Thousands of Palestinians flee central Gaza as Israeli troops advance. That ends this bulletin of world news.
Development news.
3 bridges will be constructed in Panselgoda near Minuangoda, 120 million rupees has been allocated in this regard. The project is being initiated by the State Development and Construction Corporation and came to you in development news.
Moving on with sports news.
2 male and 2 female athletes will participate at the Bangabandhu match to be held in Dhaka in Bangladesh. The match is scheduled to begin on the 26th of next month. $15,000 will be presented to the winners, and that was sports news.
Go ekatiyana youth ekata life eke change ekata niyameta set wenna as wagena dakapu veena habe karanna youth ekata niyameta set wenna friendship eka menna.
The all-new NSB Itru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Sri Lanka has managed to earn an export income of 3,480 billion rupees or $10,878 million from January to November this year. Sri Lanka earned the highest export income, $2,504.82 million from the United States. In addition, Sri Lanka's merchandise has been exported to the European Union, South Asia, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, the Commonwealth of Nations, African countries, and the Middle Eastern countries, according to the Sri Lanka Export Development Board. And next is economic news.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekatiyana youth ekata life eke change ekata niyameta set wenna as wagena dakapu veena habe karanna youth ekata niyameta set wenna friendship eka menna.
The all-new NSB Itru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
And now in economic news.
The Central Cultural Fund Sigiriya project states that the largest number of foreign tourists have visited Sigiriya this year after 2018. The Sigiriya project office says that more than 250,000 foreigners have visited Sigiriya so far this year. The largest number of foreign tourists who visited Sigiriya this year are from Russia, and that was economic news.
Weather report.
And finally, we take a look at the weather report. Showers or thunder showers will occur at times in the eastern and Nuva provinces and in the Polonnaruwa, Matale, Nuwara and Hambantota districts. Fairly heavy showers of about 75 millimeters are likely at some places. Several spells of showers will occur in the northern province and in the Anuradhapura and Kandy districts. Showers or thunder showers may occur at several places elsewhere in the island after 2 p.m. Fairly strong winds of about 30 to 40 kilometers per hour can be expected at times in the eastern slopes of the Central Hills and in the northern, north-central, northwestern, eastern Uva and the southern provinces. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in the Sabaragamu and western provinces during the morning hours. To end this afternoon's news broadcast, we take a look at the headlines again. The Commissioner General of Examinations says that all arrangements have been finalized to conduct the GCE Advanced Level Examination. Thai Prime Minister travelled to Sri Lanka to sign the FTA in February. 4 earthquakes strike the Indian Ocean. The evaluation of artists and musicians have been conducted at state level for the first time yesterday. Yuktiya operation, 1,400 more individuals nabbed with drugs. In foreign news, Nepal plane crash caused by pilots mistakenly cutting power. That ends this afternoon's news broadcast. The time is exactly 1:30. This is Radio Sri Lanka. Well, I'll be exiting the studio, but your very dear friend and mine too, Geetanjali Ramanayaka, always with a beaming smile. I think I have mentioned it not once but a million times over, and I believe, Geetanjali, I will mention it another million times over.